iSpani. I stand up, I get up, mapili moya shona kona. Akubuluza shobuluza fukasa, come on, be a go-getter. Ashona kona, ashona kona, ashona kona, ashona kona, stay focused. Opportunities, you gotta get this, you gotta fight with skills.
Ahoy, me mateys! Arr!
Enhleke ngenzani sanibonani nonke lapha emakhaya and salute to all my hustlers igama umepele leshumo ukapteni wawo lomkhumbi sibiza ngeSpani bafethu ngithi namhlanje ke siselwandle sihamba negagasi. I hope you don't tend to get seasick bafethu silapha na ke eCape Town sama nensizwa ke efuna ukuba iskipper noma ke ucaptain wawo umkhumbi bafethu uLllewellyn Witbooi bafethu insizwa ke efuna ukuba yona ke i-tourism canal cruiser bafethu ishayele Grand Sharp ngithi ifuna ukushaya tourism ifuna ukushaya transportation asazi akahlangana naye sithi kuyazi kangcono bafethu. But before that, can I just do this? Popeye the Sailor Man. Okay, I'm good. Check him out. Name Llewellyn Witbooi. Age 22. Education matric. Social qualification incomplete. Position applied for skipper.
I'm Llewellyn. I was born in '92 in the heart of a tourist attraction, the waterfront. I was actually about a month late, to be honest. I was supposed to be 9 months, 10 months later I showed up in the middle of an outing. So I was in the heart of tourism from the start. Starting to work in the tourism industry was actually a good thing for me on a personal level. Because younger, I was a bit of the shy type. Didn't really want to stand out, was more comfortable in my own little section.
Llewellyn was one of the quiet types. School level, meticulous, serious.
But joining the tourism industry forced a person to have to open up a bit and be more conversational with people. And you meet a lot of new people with interesting stories on a daily basis, so I actually enjoyed it coming out of my own shell. I went to a local school in the area, primary school, and later a little bit outside the area, starting off in my first high school, at which I started showing out now from the rest academically in that, and sport-wise. Started off with soccer, cricket, even during the chess team. And academically, maths-wise, I was one of the strongest, always rated top 5 out of the grade of about 6 classes to each grade. With that, my maths teacher, she started taking more interest in me. She gave me this talk about this bursary that she heard about. I went to go write for that, and that's where I got my introduction into my second high school, a little private high school in Kenilworth. And that's where things got a bit more interesting academic-wise. Everything was more of a challenge, which was good for me. I wanted a challenge, keeps you more interested in that. And that's just where we did more creative things, helping out community, branched out like that. After matriculating in 2010, I started studying a little after that at CPUT, architecture first year. The first year I just finished, but due to finance, I had to put that on the back burner for now and started looking for work thereafter. As most matriculants know, it's not easy finding jobs fresh out of studying in that. That's when I got a friend of the family that told me about a possible casual job with city sightseeing. Casual for a bit and later became a deckhand. The deckhand's basic outline for the day was we do the maintenance of the boats, making sure everything's spick and span, working well, commentary, tickets, and overall just being friendly with the customers, making sure they enjoy their day, their trip with us.
What I'm glad is that after like almost 2 years roundabout, that it turned out to for his skipper's license.
And that's when I started seeing something that caught my attention, driving as a skipper. Started taking interest, and the skipper noticed that and started learning me piece by piece what it is, what I have to do, and it was a lot of fun learning in that.
The person he's working under is a close friend of mine. We worked for years together, and I used to be on his boat also when we were working for the same company, Swan Smith. So I had a clue in what needs to be done, what you need to know about becoming a skipper, and I knew you will be in good hands and you will get good guidance in that direction.
He's a friendly guy. We've had our tough times when I started off not exactly knowing which way the boat goes. He had to be a bit stern with his teaching in it, but we've had fun all the time. It's nice working together. The most challenging part of this journey, as anything new at your start, everything is almost like a penguin on his feet, a bit floppy. So you get a bit floppy in the start, but afterwards you find your feet and you just keep going. Now that I've got my skipper's license, now I press on forth to go and apply for the position that I've been looking for as skipper with City Sightseeing. Getting this position as skipper would mean, of course, the obvious more income, which everybody can use with the economy at the moment, but also mean climbing the ladder. Everybody's got that drive, and I got that drive to keep climbing. You can't stay static in the same position. So that would mean progress in life for me, or two.
Even if he doesn't get the job, he has got his skipper's license, and who has got the skipper's license in our generation?
Morning, Llewellyn. Thank you very much for taking the time out to come and see me this morning. We're going to be talking about a skipper position we have available, what our requirements are. What was the challenge? What was the biggest challenge? Your interaction, have you had a difficult customer? And tell me about it, and how did you handle the situation?
Okay, sisuchekile umkhumbi ukuthi awunazo iy'mbobo, because we all know what happened to the Titanic. It sunk. Let's just hope ukuthi insizwa yethu won't hit an iceberg njengoba ke azoshiya interview yakhe khona laphana e-City Sightseeing e-Cape Town. Let's see it.
Morning, Llewellyn. Thank you very much for taking the time out to come and see me this morning. We're going to be talking about a skipper position we have available, what our requirements are, and just engaging with you where you're at. I'll start with a bit of a background of the company. You have been with us on and off for a time period. City Sightseeing is a bus company. We work predominantly with tourism buses. However, we have an extension on that where we have 3 skipper boats where we take passengers along the canal between the waterfront and the CTICC. We deal a lot with tourists from all over the world, so we're very customer orientated and we're very proud of who we are. So, with regards to the skipper position, you've been working on and off as a deckhand, and you've shown some real interest in becoming a skipper. Do you want to tell me about what you've done, where you've done it, how you've done it, what have you learned in the time of being a deckhand?
Okay. With the deckhand over the last year or so, been doing some training towards my time to, in order to go for skipper's course, because that's what I required in the first place, a certain set amount of time. After achieving that, that's soon after where the company found out about me learning as a skipper, going for my license, and that's where I got help from the company's side in order to send me for the skipper's course. And that's why I'm here today, trying to push forward to be a skipper and not just have that to my name, but actually use that.
And tell me a bit about your transition from a deckhand to the skipper. What made you do that? I mean, we've got some deckhands that have been deckhands forever. What made you decide that you're going to now learn how to ride this boat?
What inspired my transition over was I started as a deckhand. Sometimes you're just sitting here and you're doing your work in there. But for me, what stands out is you're driving, and that looks interesting. It looks more of a challenge, and that's important for me, the challenge. You can't just settle for mediocre. I need that challenge, that hunger for the challenge. And watching in that, trying to steal with the eye, eventually I got given a chance to actually learn from there.
And who gave you that chance? Who was the first skipper to say, come, or did you go up to them and say, I want to ride this boat, let me steer?
Well, the first skipper that gave me a chance was the skipper I was working with and still currently working with, Sean. I always looked at it and he could see I was trying to steal with the eye, and he told me it's not as easy as it looks, but would you like to try? And that's how I actually got my first chance. And honestly, first time it wasn't as easy as it looks.
Really? What was the challenge? What was the biggest challenge?
To put it this way, it feels like power steering on oil with a go-kart.
Wow,
because
okay.
you're continuously turning to balance it out. But quite quickly with practice, you actually start picking up, okay, it's instinct turning oil without really having to think too much. It becomes instinct second nature.
And just tell me a little bit about being with your deckhand experience. You've obviously dealt with some customers, am I correct?
That's true.
Okay, yes, a whole lot of them, I'm sure. Okay, do you want to tell me about your interaction? Have you had a difficult customer? And tell me about it and how did you handle the situation?
You do get your difficult customers, but that's not actually quite frequent. It's once in a while you get someone that's a bit difficult. It's in human nature. That's where the tricky part comes in, where you have to now just keep your composure, play nice, put it that way. Because after all, you're not just representing yourself, you're now part of the whole facade, the whole company that you're representing. It's not easy always, but with time you get used to that, and the more you have to deal with people like that, a little bit easier it gets.
And in order to get your license, you obviously needed to do some hours. And so did you finish all of them? Did you, because I heard through the grapevine somebody didn't keep a logbook of hours, so you could have done this long time ago, huh?
Yep, that's actually true. Only after becoming completely comfortable with the boats and that, and my driving and that, then we started keeping the log. Otherwise, could have easily covered the hours a while back ago. But the important thing wasn't to try and rush it.
Yeah.
The important thing for not only myself, but also the skipper training me was competency, to actually be able to do the job, not try and rush it to get that license. That was why we kind of pushed it back a little bit, more to make sure.
Okay.
Not from only his confidence in me, but my confidence in myself in driving.
Absolutely. Okay, so you are going through your interview process, obviously, to see if you're going to be successful or not. You are going to be going out a bit, so there'll be some tasks for you to do, and you're going to be doing your tasks with Sean. You know, Sean, he's an encouraging person, he's patient, and he will teach, he has taught you quite a bit, so he'll continue to be with you today, where you're going to be performing tasks. You're going to have just a few tasks to do. One would obviously be your safety and maintenance, then just checking the boat prep, making sure it's clean, it's neat, obviously with your security and checking your lifeboat jackets and all the rest, you know, all of that. And then obviously just doing what we do, pleasing our customers. So you'll be going on boat stopping at your 4 stops, and we'll be assessing you through the day to see if you're successful or not.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, just the earphones for me.
If something isn't checked correctly, the skipper, he has to take ownership, even if it was the duty of the crew member to check it. ultimately the responsibility lies with the skipper.
Llewellyn ke e hustler ya nang le maikarabelo, ya itshepang ene hape o supa ana le control ka bophelo ba hae. O buile ka ho teba ka bokamoso ba hae le ka boyena. Mahustlers, le ha o plana mosebetsi wa hao, sona se o ithutetseng sona, ha o sa fumane mosebetsi ho sona, e ka ba ka ho rata kapa ka maemo, amohela o nke e nngwe tsela. Llewellyn o buile hore o fumane mosebetsi ona ka ho utlwella. Ha e ka ba ha o sebetse, yetsa ho batla mosebetsing ha hao, mosebetsi wa hao. Netefatsa hore o mong le o mong o kopanang le yena, o a tseba hore wa batla. Tswela pele ntse o jala ho batla, ho hong o tla kotula. Ha re kgutla, Llewellyn o ya tekong ya ho ba a skipper. Ha re kopane ka mora sena.
Hayi mahustlers, ngiziphumela phandle siselwandle samanasta lethu elifisa ukuba i-tourist boat skipper bafethu uLllewellyn Witbooi bafethu oqale ke ayi-casual crew member kodwa manje sayafuna ukubamba isidrivelo ashaye islides etsotsi to his future. Kodwa sifuna ukwazi ukuthi what is the job description? There's only one way to find out, it's at the overview section. So asibangani.
Emsebenzini ayi-12 la ezweni lethu wenziwa uphinde usekelwe ngumnyango wezovakasho. Into ke abantu abaningi abangayicabanga ngezwe lethu ukuthi kuningi esinako ukwendlula i-Big 5. I-South Africa ke iyona ndawo ethandwa ngabavakashi kakhulu, amasiko ethu ahlukahlukene, amaphaki ethu, amathuba ezemidlalo kanye nokuziqhaza kanye nokukhula kothando lezemithi, ezowayini, nokuvakashela indawo zasemaphandleni konke kwenza ukuthi isibalo sabavakashi sihlale sikhula njalo. Imisebenzi kulolu hlangothi ingasuka ekuthwaleni imithwalo yezivakashi, ukuba ngumpheki, ama-receptionist, ama-translators, tour guides, zonke ke ziwela ngaphansi kwalolu hlangothi lomsebenzi olubukeka lukhula ngempela. Futhi ke kuneyinhlobonhlobo eziningi zezigaba ongaqala kuzona ukungenela lo msebenzi. Umsebenzi kwezomnyango wezovakasho uyabiza kakhulu. Udinga abantu abanamakhono ukukhuluma kahle kanye nokulalelisisa, abakhuthalele ukusebenza ngokuzimisela, futhi kumele ukwazi ukusebenzisana labo osebenza nabo, ukwazi nokuhlanganisa abantu, ukwazi lokunakisa kahle izinto, uphinde ukwazi ukusebenzisana nesizimeni ezibuqayi. Izinto ke ekumele uzazi ukuze uphumelele kulomsebenzi, ukusebenza ngendlela eyiyona, ukuzinikela emsebenzini wakho, uthando lomsebenzi, ukwethembeka emsebenzini wakho, uphinde ukwazi ukusebenzisana nabanye abantu emsebenzini. Amathuba ke emsebenzi awatholakala kuphela emahhotela, aphinde atholakala nasohlangothini ley'ndiza, lapho kuchashiswa khona imoto, emikhunjini, lapho kulungiswa khona imicimbi, kumahhovisi ahulumende emnyango wezovakasho, emahhovisini lapho khona uthola ulwazi ngezovakasho. Kulomsebenzi uzenzela wena igama, futhi ke uzothola ithuba elilodwa kuphela kuzenzela igama elihle kulomsebenzi emsebenzini wakho.
Ho le molaong hore ya nkang vessel a isa lewatleng o lokela ho bana le license. License ya teng o ka e fumana through SAMSA ka dikarolo tsa ho fapana. Ho ithutela ho ba skipper ho a tura ene hape ho hloka tjhelete selemo le selemo for license ya hao. Department of Tourism bana le menyetla ya di-bursary for ba nang le kgahleho lefapeng lena.
Gama show, Captain Cook, it's time to walk the plank. Njengoba ke insizwe yohambo yeshaya itask yakhe yokuqala ishayela umkhumbi. So let's get moving with the motion of the ocean.
I'm Sean Smith, I'm 40 years of age. I work for City Sightseeing as a skipper on one of the 3 vessels that they have. The canal we are on, I was actually the first skipper for the waterfront security on the security patrol boat, and that is where I got my skipper's ticket. And then after I've received it, I did 5 other guys took them as trainees. All 5 of them passed and are today skippers and still practicing on the boats. Okay, task 1, what I want Llewellyn to do is pre-checks. He has to check all the systems are on the boat, but ultimately I want him to check the oil, he must check the fuel, he must check the steering, he must check the hydraulics, if all cables are intact. That is basically what I need Llewellyn to do. A skipper is basically the man in charge of running a boat.
What's so appealing for me about being on the boat and a skipper directly is not only the challenge, but being on the waters, the rhythm of the water and that is somewhat soothing and relaxing. And just imagine that, being relaxed as your office. Okay, doing safety checks and that. Okay, nothing near the props or intakes. Alright, prop clear, nothing in the intake. Check the engines. First off, make sure no loose wiring. Okay, check the fuel level. Okay. Okay, the level is fine. So you close them up and check the opposite engine.
To do your skipper's license, it takes a period of time. It's 50 sea hours that you are required to have. The more drive time that he has, the better you'll become.
Do our fuel check. The skipper I'm working with, Sean Smith, has been very instrumental in. He was the one that saw my interest in wanting to learn, and he fed that hunger for knowledge and trained. Got your fire extinguisher, you have to know the pressure's right and up to date. You never know, nothing ever really happens, but it's always a one time that something might.
Crew members that we have on this boat is the skipper and then 2 crew members. One will do the back rope and the other one will do the front rope. With the 2 of them together, they would just see to the passengers. As summer, the boat is very full.
No obstructions. The steering itself is not that long. It's the basic, like your car, your steering turning left or right, except for you're not using terms as port and starboard. Port is normally the side you tie up by. If you're looking to the front, the bow of the boat will be your left-hand side. Starboard is the opposite side, or your right-hand side facing bow, which you normally have your throttles on. Alright. Check our lights. Burning bright. Radio on. Okay. Everything working well. We do our commentary check. Switch it on. And just check. Everything's starting up nicely.
Yeah, the task 1, he did very well. Seeing that there's 2 motors, we do the one check complete on the one motor, and then go to the other one. Everything, the motor and the cupboard, the systems, and then do the port side and do the fuel. Then you don't need to go back and forth. It's much more efficient to do it that way. I want Llewellyn to do the preparation to get the boat underway.
You want people to feel welcome. The person's not going to feel welcome if there's dirt on the floor and that. You're going to think twice about coming to join us. Okay, check for any dirt or papers laying on the floor. Alright.
Ke rata tsela e Llewellyn a nka mosebetsi wa hae bo serious ka teng. O etsa sena ho netefatsa polokeho ya di-tourist tsa hae. Mosebetsi ona o batla motho ya nang le bonnete hape ya nang le maikarabelo. My hustlers, fumana molemo ho seo o se etsang. Ela hloko ka process ya mosebetsi ha e fela ditholwana. Ha re khutla, Llewellyn o ya tasking ya hae ya bobedi, Mac o tla le iSpani queue ya lewatle. Ha re kopane ka mora sena.
Ngithi sisekapa lodumo sokusikhathi sokuthi manje ngidlale zonke into zami phezu kwetafula. Table Mountain to be specific. See what I just did there? See? Isikhathi sokuthi ngibuze iSpani queue bafethu. As you can see, ke umbuzo wethu kule viki bafethu uhlukile ngoba inganekwane eyashiwa ukapteni othize bafethu. So let me read it out for you. It goes something like this. We travel the sea far and wide. At one time, 2 of my sailors were standing on opposite sides of the ship. One was looking west and the other one east. And at the same time, they could see each other clearly. How is this possible? Angazi, but I know what's possible. But first, when I lapika uma uyazi impendulo, uthumela kumchafazo uthi #iSpani with a capital Q bese ufaka eyakho impendulo. Kodwa manje asamsobona insizwa yethu standing straight and fighting really hard on his battleship.
As far as my future plans go, at the moment I'm be doing my climbing through the ranks as skipper, see how far I can go, accumulate the money that I need and then make my way back again across to studying. I still got my interest and passion for drawing and that, so architecture is still out there.
Okay, in task 2, I want Llewellyn to do the preparation to get the boat underway. He should get all his equipment together that he is going to require for the day. His ticket books, his punches, see that he's got all his earphones. He should see that all that is in place, if he has enough, if he has his cash up sheets, and if he has got a change on him.
Okay, check for any dirt or papers laying on the floor. Alright.
Okay, I've met Llewellyn about 1.5 years ago. Llewellyn wasn't working at present and I got him the job here as a crew member. But there was something in Llewellyn that just clicked me. He was this willing guy. His attitude was perfect. The way he handled the customers, that was great. I thought this is the guy that I want.
Wipe down the sides. The importance of cleaning, not only so that everything is safe, because you don't want papers laying around that could cause fire, anybody will tell you about that. But besides that, just for the presentation itself, the aesthetic value, you want people to feel welcome. A person's not going to feel welcome if there's dirt on the floor and that. You're going to think twice about coming to join us. That's why we keep everything in top shape and condition. So not only do you want to come with us, but once you've had your trip, you're going to want to come back because of the service and the condition of everything.
From a junior position as a deckhand, it will take you about 1.5 to 2 years to progress as a skipper, and it all depends upon the candidate himself. If he puts in everything, yes, it will go very quick. So you will get an older crew member and the skipper is younger.
I wouldn't say it's going to be negative, but you will have your doubts, as you would have in any line of work. We have the younger associate that might have now some crazy ideas, put it that way, you're not always going to be keen for that change.
I've always, and I emphasize it to Llewellyn, no matter how old the person is, yes, you respect him, but you must respect that you are in charge of the boat and you are the man who makes the decision on the boat.
My parents, their emotions towards studying and working there, yes, they are very proud of what I've done so far. And personally, I feel that whether it's going to be climbing a skipper or going, achieving high in studying architecture, they'll still be equally as proud.
Task 2 is actually the easiest of them all, the cleaning of the boat. You do it every day, so you know what to do. And yeah, that he did with flying colors.
Yeah, just the earphones for me.
If something isn't checked correctly, the skipper he has to take ownership, even if it was the duty of the crew member to check it. Ultimately, the responsibility lies with the skipper.
Mahaslasi, tourism ko go neha baeti botle le experience e thabisang. Katlego ya mosebetsi le ditholwana tsa teng di go beakanyeng e leng selo seo Llewellyn a se etsang. Le wena mosebetsing wa hao e ka ba bonyane jwang empa ha o etsa seo ka lerato o tla atleha. Our hustler yena o saletse ke task ya go qetela Mac o khutla le karabo ya rona ya iSpani Q. Dula le rona.
Row, row your boat gently down the stream. Okay. Asikho emlanjeni bafethu kodwa selwandle siphezu komkhumbi wayo ke iV&A canals eCape Town samba nehastalethi elifuna ukuba iskipper somkhumbi uLllewellyn bafethu. But before that, look what I have in my hand. Awuthi ke nginikhumbuza ukuthi iSpani Q sihamba kanjani. Ngithe inganekwane eshiwo uCaptain Othize bafethu. Ithi ke, we've traveled the sea far and wide. At one time, 2 of my sailors were standing on opposite sides of the ship. One was looking west, one was looking east. But at the same time, they could all see each other clearly. All right, no, I'm lost at sea. Angazi ukwenzakalani. Kodwa wena moyazi impendulo yazi melwenzeni uthi #iSpani with the capital Q bese ufaka eyakho impendulo. Kodwa manje samsibona insizwa yethu ukuthi he doesn't have a man overboard.
On his task 3, I would like him to start the journey as we would do it on a daily basis. And where there is passengers, he needs to pick them up and go through all the motions that we usually do during the day.
Alright guys, welcome. Come on board. Careful steps and the head. In terms of getting seasick passengers or so, we luckily haven't had any passengers that fell sick due to seasick condition or so. We do get our occasional nervous people, They are a bit jumpy about water and that, but otherwise, I often tell people the joke that you can't get seasick on the canal because you're not at sea, so you're gonna have to keep that for the cruises on the harbour. Information-wise, we have our commentary systems that you notice in our checks that we have in 15 different languages, plus a 16th channel for children, because children aren't going to be interested in history. They're going to want something more entertaining and gripping. That conveys across from history to fun facts to just information that people will find interesting about the canal as we go and so forth. It's quite important to be able to know your commentary and respond. Not everybody's going to want to listen to a machine. You're going to want to have that human feel, that human touch to the product. And people appreciate that little extra to putting in instead of just plug in. You're willing to talk and answer for them. That just adds to the experience.
Task 3, he did very well. His interaction with the clients, yes, it was always good, even not just now that he's going to be a skipper. He's been good with the customers since he's been a crew.
We had a few adults and a little kid, a little baby, and one of the most fun parts of the trip was hearing how happy the child is the whole time, laughing in the background. Task 3, actually working with the customers in it. That's the fun part of the whole day.
Aye, Captain Llewellyn. Njengoba ngithi salute kwinsizwa ishaya iSpani esigrand bafethu. Manje sifuna ukuthi salute kuwonke ama-hustlers aphendule umbuzo wethu lapha kwiSpani Q. Awuthi nginikeze impendulo kodwa umbuzo wethu buhamba kanje. Oshuwe iCaptain ethize. We have traveled the sea far and wide. At one time, two of my sailors were standing on opposite side of the ship. One was looking west, the other one east. But at the same time, they could see each other clearly. And the answer is very simple, Bafetu. Two of these sailors were standing on opposite sides of the ship, but still facing each other. Just like that. Compass, huh? Compass China, Bafetu. You saw that iSpani Q. But manje, let's drop anchor and stop and take a break.
So, Llewellyn, how was your day today?
Quite an experience, but it's fun, always fun.
You spent some time with Sean today on the boats, right?
That's right, we did a few tasks. Wasn't too challenging because I got used to that from the training hours and that.
Now, you've done this, you've pretty much done the deckhand before, so you've also done quite a bit of what you need to do as a skipper as well, haven't you?
That's right, so I had a bit of time practice, well, quite a bit of time in practice So went well.
Well, that makes me feel comfortable that you know what you're doing. And tell me quickly, did you enjoy the day? Was it a little, you say, it's a bit of a challenge now because you're now in charge of a boat. A skipper is very different to a deckhand. You comfortable with that position?
Like you said, it is very different to a deckhand. You got more responsibilities now, but I'm comfortable in my ability to handle that.
And you can do that with a smile?
Definitely.
Fantastic. Tell me a little bit more. So you did your first task, and then your second task was obviously the actual, getting customers on and off the boat. And you do remember that our biggest part of a job at City Sightseeing is the third task, and that's looking after our clients. You make sure that you've got a smile on your face, and more important, you make sure that they've got a smile on the face. You're keen, you're ready, you can do that. Hey?
Done it with a smile.
Fantastic.
Okay, so you spent the day with Sean. Sean's given us some feedback as to how you executed those tasks. Don't forget, he wasn't just sitting around, he was busy ticking all those boxes to see and giving us feedback. So I'm very happy to say that you got some brilliant feedback from Sean. He trained you well. So yeah, I think the position is there, like I explained, the position of being the skipper, very much a backup skipper, if I can put it in those terms, because we have our three skippers. Obviously, you know the pressure is to one skipper goes on leave, or one skipper calls in sick, or two call in sick, and then we become short. So the need for the fourth skipper is there. So it's also part of our succession plan is to have that fourth. So who knows, maybe we buy another boat and you become that fourth permanent skipper. So if you're willing to accept my offer, I am telling you that you're successful, and we would love it if you would be our backup skipper.
Thank you for the opportunity, and I gladly accept.
Yay!
Fantastic. Well done.
Okay.
Well done.
So all the other legalities will come through. We'll talk about your working hours. They won't really change much going forward. You will obviously maybe be rostered to take on a skipper role on a day, but very much your position would still remain the same with the additional of the skipper duty.
Cool.
Okay. Yay, Llewellyn, well done.
Thank you.
Well done, my friend. Well, now, as part of our family, as you know, you've been part of the family for a while. You know that we are not just the canal boat company, we're also the bus company. We've got quite a big staff, which I'm sure you've met quite a few of them as you've travelled through the day. But we've got a very, very good vibe of staff here. The staff that are here want to be here. They enjoy working here, as I'm sure you do, and I'm hoping that that's only going to go from strength to strength as well. You also know that our doors are always open. If there's anything you need to chat about, you always have Lisa to talk to. You have myself to talk to. You have Sean and your managers down at the boat crew. And most important, as long as you're having fun and you're doing it the city with a smile, but in the city sightseeing way, you're going to be very happy.
Alright guys, another day well spent. Quite a bit achieved for the day. Tasks went well, 1, 2 and 3, especially 3. Ready for the position ahead. It's quite a bit of a journey from where we started trying to go for the hours and so forth, up until actually getting my license and now the position. So remember guys, pressure, pusher, panda.
Well done, Llewellyn. Ka nnete monna ya atlehileng ke ya tsohang hoseng a ye mosebetsing a etse selo se a batlang ho se etsa. Potso ya rona bekeng ena e tswa ko Able. A re yena o batla ho tseba hore ana di-criminologist mona South Africa di bapala karolo e feng. Bona ge ba rarolla mathata a crime le a justice. Ba ithuta ka mekgwa ya di-criminals le tsela ya ona. Ha ba qeta ba leke go rarolla bothata boo. Ha e ka ba hona le ho sa o fumanang, hopola ho checkela Facebook kapa website ya rona. Romelang tsa lona dipotso.
Llewellyn has found the treasure, bafethu. Sithi ahoy, matey. I don't know why I'm saying that. They told me to say it, but from Gimina, from the bottom of my heart, bafethu, ngithemba ukuthi insizwa ke izoqhubeka kahle kuyo yonke into ezabe iyenza. Ngithi nawe lapha ekhaya, ngithi nawe yenza ukuthi uhlale prepared, uhlale ready, and do not miss when your ship sails in. Ngithi ngalawo magama ke ngidonsa zonke intambo sengiphuma kanje. You know what to hit us up. Ngithi social media sikhona, or on Instagram and YouTube, and you can also send us an email uthole information about ama-career amanye ahlukile on our website. But until next week, senza into esidume ngazo. Ngithi don't look down, look up. We up, we up, we up, and stay up.